The Navy is recovering pieces of the Chinese balloon shot down off the coast of South Carolina using sonar technology and taking care in case it contains explosives. Saturday, a missile from an F-22 fighter jet brought down the suspected spy balloon off the coast near Myrtle Beach, ending a 7-day cross-country journey over Idaho, Montana, Missouri, and eventually South Carolina. China is accusing the U.S. of using indiscriminate force on the balloon, but President Biden says it was the safest option. White House officials say similar Chinese spy balloons have entered U.S. airspace before, and on Friday, one was spotted over Latin America. Now the administration is considering further actions against China. The full Senate is expected to receive a classified briefing on China's spy capabilities next week.
All right, normally when you look up into the sky, you expect to see clouds. This weekend, though, much different story. News 19 meteorologist Corey Smith explains that balloons in our sky are actually more common than you might think.
On Saturday, a high-altitude balloon was seen floating over the Carolinas, including here in the Midlands. This balloon, with international origins, was shot down by the U.S. military off the South Carolina coast. When it comes to weather, balloons launched here in the U.S. can be a very important tool to help forecast. The National Weather Service operates 92 sites where they launch balloons at least 2 times a day. The balloon, which is 5 feet in diameter, is filled with hydrogen or helium and expands up to 25 feet as it travels upward. Strings carry a parachute and a small instrument called a radiosonde. The balloons can travel as high as 115,000 feet and a distance of up to 180 miles away from the launch site before popping and gently falling back to the ground. This at least 2-hour trip records important data from the radiosonde, which resembles a milk carton, but contains instruments to record pressure, wind, dew point, and temperature. Data from these launches is input into what we call a skew-T diagram that shows the weather conditions with height and is very useful for severe and winter weather forecasting. This data also allows for weather models to correct any errors with more up-to-date weather information, allowing for a more accurate forecast to be made. The closest upper air launch sites to us here in the Midlands are in Charleston and Atlanta, but given the right wind conditions, you could be seeing another balloon over your house once again. From the studio, I'm News 19 meteorologist Corey Smith.
All right, including the U.S., there are a total of 800 sites worldwide that launch weather balloons that input data into our weather models, including into the National Weather Service. So it's not uncommon to see a balloon. Obviously, this one this weekend was just very different.
It was very different. China wants us to believe that it was just a weather balloon.
That's all they wanted to do is fly over the America for days and just, you know, talk about the weather.
Yeah, I don't think that's what it was. At least not according to the U.S. government. They don't believe that's what it was either.